I am 117 years old, and I am begging you not to make the wish I made. Right now, my hands are sitting on this kitchen table. These hands, look at them. Thin as old paper, veins like rivers on a map nobody reads anymore. And right next to them, right here where my coffee used to sit every morning for 60 years, there's a stack of envelopes. Birthday cards, must be 40, 50 of them piled up, held together with a rubber band so old it's almost powder. The ones on the bottom are yellow, some are brown at the edges. A few on top are still white, still crisp, but it doesn't matter. Most of them have never been opened, not a single one. This apartment is quiet. It's always quiet. There's a clock on the wall behind me, and I swear some days that ticking is the only proof I haven't gone deaf. One window, one beam of light that comes through in the afternoon and lights up the dust floating in the air like tiny ghosts, just hovering, going nowhere. That's my whole world now, this table, this stack, this dust, this silence. And I need you to understand something before I tell you my story. I'm not here to give you wisdom. I'm here to give you a warning. Because I did everything right. Everything they tell you to do if you want a long life. And it worked. God help me, it worked. When I was young, and I mean really young, back when the roads were still dirt and you could smell the cedar trees from half a mile away, I made myself a promise. I told myself I was going to outlast everything. I was going to live longer than anyone in my family, longer than my neighbors, longer than anybody had a right to. And I truly believed that time was the greatest gift a man could have. I thought if I just had enough of it, I'd get to everything. Every conversation I wanted to have, every trip I wanted to take, every person I wanted to love a little deeper. I told myself, there's no rush, I've got time. So I built my whole life around lasting. I ate clean before they had a word for it. Vegetables from my own garden, water from the well, black coffee so bitter it'd make your eyes water. I walked 5 miles a day, every day, rain or shine, snow or heat. I went to bed early. I woke up early. I didn't smoke. I didn't drink. I didn't do a damn thing that might shorten my stay on this earth by even a single day. And while I was busy surviving, life was happening around me. I could smell the honeysuckle blooming in the spring. I could hear the screen door slapping shut when my wife called the kids in for supper. I could feel the warmth of a summer evening sitting on the porch with a neighbor who just wanted to talk about nothing. But I was always half there, always in my head, always thinking about tomorrow, about next year, about the long game. My friends, the ones who drank a little too much, laughed a little too loud, stayed up too late telling stories around a fire. They started to go, one by one. Heart attack, cancer, an accident on the highway. And every time I got the news, you know what I thought? I thought, they burned out, but I'm still standing. I said that, out loud, more than once. I was proud of it. I turned 60, then 70, then 80. People started treating me like some kind of miracle, like I had a secret. They'd ask me how I did it, and I'd list my habits like scripture. Walk every day. Eat what the earth gives you. Don't poison yourself. Stay disciplined. But what I never told them, what I couldn't even admit to myself, was that somewhere along the way, discipline became all I had. The routine wasn't serving my life anymore. My life was serving the routine. I was so busy not dying that I forgot to actually live. And now I'm standing here in this doorway, gripping the frame because my legs don't work like they used to, looking out at a world that kept going without me. And I understand something that a younger man never could. Arrogance doesn't always look like bragging. Sometimes it looks like a man who thinks he's too smart to need anyone. Sometimes it looks like a man who thinks time is something you hoard instead of something you spend. Now let me tell you about the night everything changed. Because there was a night. There's always a night. It was my 100th birthday. That's supposed to be something, isn't it? A century. They sent a news crew out, a local station. 2 young people with a camera and bright lights that made my kitchen look like a place it wasn't. They asked me to hold up a little cake someone had dropped off. They asked me to smile. They asked me what my secret was, and I gave them the same list I always gave. Walk, eat clean, stay disciplined. They filmed for maybe 12 minutes, shook my hand, said, "Happy birthday, sir," and then they left. And then the silence came back. I sat down at this table, this exact table, and in front of me were 17 birthday cards. 17. Some had been mailed, a few had been pushed under the door by people from the church down the street. I picked up the first one. It had a picture of a sunset on the front, real pretty, gold lettering. I opened it, and inside was a printed verse, something about blessings and grace, and at the bottom a signature from a woman I had never met. Margaret T. Just like that, Margaret T. No last name I recognized, no memory attached. I picked up another, same thing. A name I didn't know, a message that could have been written to anyone. Wishing you many more years of health and happiness. Many more years. If only they knew what those words actually meant. I went through every single card, 17 envelopes, and I did not recognize a single name, not one. My wife, Elaine, she'd been gone 31 years by then. My son, Robert, 12 years. My daughter, Catherine, 9. My grandchildren had moved to cities I'd never visited, and the phone calls had stopped coming so gradually that I couldn't even tell you when the last one was. It's like the tide going out. You don't notice it wave by wave. You just look up one day and the shore is bare. So I sat there, 100 years old, in a kitchen that smelled like old paper and dust and that faint metallic tang the radiator gives off when it's working too hard. The refrigerator was humming behind me, that low, constant hum that you stop hearing after a while until one night, a night like that one, it's the loudest thing in the world. It filled the whole room. It filled my chest. I looked at those 17 cards spread out in front of me, and I realized I had spent 100 years building a body that could keep going, and I had absolutely no one left to go with. Every person I had ever truly loved was in the ground, and the people sending me cards were strangers doing a kindness for an old man they'd never have a conversation with. I put every card back into its envelope. I stacked them neatly, one on top of the other, and I never opened a birthday card again. That was the night survival stopped feeling like victory. That was the night I understood the difference between a long life and a full one. That was 17 years ago. The stack has grown since then. It sits right here next to me, and I can count the years by the thickness. But if you look close, you'll notice something. The stack doesn't grow as fast anymore. The first few years after I turned 100, I'd still get 8 or 10 cards, then 5, then 3. Last year I got one. This year, nothing. Not a single envelope. And I still keep the stack right here. I don't know why. Maybe it's proof I existed. Maybe it's a monument to every person who tried to reach me before they gave up. Maybe I keep it because throwing it away would mean admitting it's over, that even the strangers forgot. Every morning I wake up at 4, same time, every morning. My body won't let me sleep past it. I make my oatmeal, same kind, same pot, same bowl with the chip on the rim I've been meaning to replace for 11 years. I sit in the same chair. I look out the same window. And out there the world is moving. Cars are passing. People are walking to jobs and schools and lives that have nothing to do with me. The traffic never stops. But it never stops for me either. It just goes right past, like water around a stone that's been sitting in the river so long nobody even sees it anymore. The radiator clicks on, clicks off, clicks on. That's my company. That's my morning conversation. People think loneliness is missing someone. It's not. Loneliness is when there's no one left to miss you, when the phone doesn't ring, when the mailbox stays empty, when you realize the world didn't just move on, it moved on so completely that your absence wouldn't cause a single ripple. That's loneliness. And let me tell you, no amount of clean eating prepares you for that. I touch this stack of cards sometimes. I run my fingers along the edges like you'd run your hand over a headstone. Same gesture, same grief. These envelopes are tombstones. Every one of them marks a year where someone somewhere thought of me for 30 seconds. And even that's over now. Now listen to me. I know why you're here. You clicked on this because you saw 117 years old and you wanted the secret. You wanted me to tell you about the supplements, the sleep schedule, the perfect diet, the daily habits that kept me alive while everyone else dropped. You want the formula. I'm not going to give it to you. I'll tell you what I would trade every single one of these 117 years for. One more dinner where I actually put my fork down and listened to my wife. One more afternoon where I didn't cut my son's phone call short because I had to get my walk in. One more Christmas where I drove to see my daughter instead of telling myself I'd go next year. Next year. That was always my answer. Next year. Do you know how many next years I've had? And do you know how many of them were empty? You're out there right now optimizing. I know you are. You're tracking your steps. You're measuring your sleep. You're cutting out sugar and alcohol and red meat. And you think you're building a longer life. Maybe you are. But I need you to hear me when I tell you this. A longer life is not a bigger life. It's just more time. And more time in an empty room is not a blessing. It's a sentence. Call them back. That person you've been meaning to reach out to, call them today. Not tomorrow, not next week, today. Sit down at the table with someone you love and do not get up until they're done talking. Open the door when you don't feel like it. Say the thing you're afraid to say. Be inconvenient. Be messy. Be present. Stop building a fortress out of routine and discipline and calling it a life. You don't need more time. I promise you, you don't. You need to stop wasting what you already have on just surviving. I have outlived everyone I've ever loved. I have a stack of unopened birthday cards and a clock that won't stop ticking, and a window that shows me a world I'm no longer part of. I did everything right, and I have never been more alone. Go live, right now, before living becomes just another word for waiting to die.